Good morning children. Today we are going to continue with our lesson number 4, atomic structure. We saw what is atoms in the last video. What are the parts of an atom? The central part is the nucleus. It will be having the protons and the neutrons. Electrons will be revolving around the atom in the shells. Okay, and we saw what is the valence shell and what is valence electrons. Now we are going to continue with what is molecules. Molecules we already learned when two or more atoms of the same element or of different elements. If it is of same element, we call it as molecules. If it is of different elements, we call it as a compound. That's all. Okay, they form the molecule. Okay, now if they are of same element, the combining will be very easy. Is it not? If you are all of same age group, you will be more friendly. Okay, you will not be more friendly with your seniors, more than your seniors, or with your teachers or with your parents and all, because they are of different age groups. So the combining atoms will be chemically bound. That means there should be a binding between the atoms. Then only it can be forming a molecule. So a molecule is defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound which will be exhibiting the properties of the element or a compound and which can exist independently. Independently means it can survive on its own. Okay, so depending on the molecules are of two types, whether it is a molecule of an element or a molecule of a compound. If it is of a molecule of an element, look at this picture. Element here is oxygen. So two atoms of the same oxygen element are combining. This is like your classmates of your same 7th standard. That means they are forming the molecule of an element. Okay, so this is oxygen element. So oxygen molecule, or you can take the example of a chlorine molecule also. Then when two or more atoms of different elements means, you say you are going for a inter-school competition. There you are made to combine or you are made to participate with other school students also. Okay, so in that case we are going to combining or we are going to meet other school students. So that is an example for a molecule of a compound. Here compound, immediately compound means the first basic compound is the water. So two molecules of hydrogen, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen together. So three atoms are there. They all three will make the molecule of a compound. Okay. Similarly for carbon dioxide. So carbon will be like this. Two oxygens will be like this. So these are oxygen atoms and this will be your carbon atom. Okay. Now coming to the ions and radicals. What is this ions? Okay. We learned that atoms are neutral. Neutral means they do not carry any charge, because we knew that the number of electrons will be always equal to the number of protons. So that only we saw in the properties of the atom. We said that atom is always neutral. It is always neutral because neutral in nature. The atom is always neutral in nature. The positive and the negative charges cancel out. Now if suppose, okay, when an atom is donating or accepting. Donating means it is giving out. Accepting means it is going to take in one or more electrons. Then the balance is lost. Lost means it is going to be not neutral always. That time the atom will be acquiring a positive or a negative charge. Okay, when they lose the electrons, the atom will become positive. When they gain electrons, the atom will become negative. Okay. This is the example they have given. The positive charge for the sodium. The number of protons will become more because it is donating the electrons. இந்தாங்க வெச்சுக்கோங்கன்னு அந்த எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் கொண்டு போய் யார்கிட்டயோ கொடுத்துட்டு வந்துறாங்க. So what will happen here? The sodium atom will become positively charged. Whereas take the example of a chlorine. Chlorine is very ready to accept the electrons because they have the ability to accept. So அப்போ accept பண்ணும்போது electrons accept பண்ணும்போது the negative charge will be more. So the chlorine will gain more electric negative charge. Okay, so this is what they are saying. An atom can attain a negative or a positive charge when it loses or gains the electrons, and then it becomes the ion. In that case, we call the charged atom. It can be either positive charge or negative charge. So the charged atom is called the ion. Okay, so the atom will donate to become positively charged. So positively charged atom is called cation or the positive ion because it is donating. Okay, that is, if you are losing out your negative energy, you will be only having your positive energy, is it not? That is why we will be doing meditation, yoga, pranayamam and all this. That is, you are sending out your negative vibrations outside. That means you will be feeling positive energy inside your mind, heart, brain, everything. So that is how the atom also will lose the electrons and it will become positively charged. Whereas the examples they have given here is calcium, potassium, zinc and all. Whereas there are certain electrons or certain atoms which will gain more electrons. You give me more electrons because I want more negative power. In that case, they are all called anions. Anions, not onions. It is anions. A-N-I-O-N. So just anions. So anions, negatively charged atoms, and cations, positively charged atoms. Okay, now if the atom or the group of atoms behave as a single unit. Single unit means what? We saw molecules of different elements like this, H2O. Similar way, if the group of atoms behave as a single unit, then they carry a positive or a negative charge. That will be called as radical. So that is called radical. So if the radical is of the same atoms, it is called as simple radical, and if it is of two different atoms, we call it as compound radicals. Simple radical, zinc 2 plus, sodium Na plus. Whereas for compound radicals, we have carbonate CO3, that is why carbon, oxygen and all are there. Sulfur. See, for the whole CO3, the charge is 2 minus. It is not for only oxygen or it is not. So that is why they are group of atoms. So the group of atoms carrying a charge. So that time we call that as radicals. If it is a single atom carrying a charge, we call it as ions. Group of atoms carrying a charge, we call it as our radicals. We have simple radicals, compound radicals. So then radicals cannot exist independently. This is very, very important. So they have to combine with other elements. Say this carbonate compound, okay, it will not exist independently. It will be combining with calcium, or it can be combining with potassium, whatever elements. It will be combining and it will form calcium carbonate. Here, this 2 minus is the charge. This charge is nothing but we take as the valency of the whole carbonate atom. Okay, this 2 minus is the valency of the whole group. So for calcium, what is the valency? It is 2. So the valency of calcium and the carbonate is 2. So we directly write CaCO3. So both the valencies are getting cancelled out. Okay. Now coming to the atomicity. What do you mean by atomicity? The number of atoms which make the molecule. We know 2 or 3 atoms will combine to form the molecule. So how many atoms are required to form a molecule? That is called atomicity. See the example. So atomicity is written on the right hand side of the symbol. Say like the hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, where they have written in the right hand down. Say for iron, it is only 1 atom. Aluminum, 1 atom. In that case, we won't write. Whereas for hydrogen, we want 2 atoms to form 1 molecule. For nitrogen, again, we want 2 atoms to form 1 molecule. For ozone, we want 3 atoms. For phosphorus, we want 4. And for sulfur, we need 8. Okay, so accordingly, we can call them as monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic or polyatomic, monatomic, diatomic, tri, tetra or poly. More than 4 or more than 2 also we can say it as polyatomic. Okay, now coming to valency. Valency means what? The combining capacity of the atom. Combining capacity means what? Say you are going to a new location. Say you are going for a tour. Say a couple of days trip to Ooty. There you are going and booking inside a hotel. You are getting a room number 501. Okay, now there will be a room number 502 which is next to you. There are some people inside in that room. Okay, they will be coming out. You also will be going out. That is in the corridor or in the hotel premises. You might meet each other. Sometimes you will, if you are more friendly, that is if you are of more friendly type, you will form friends with them. Okay, or if you don't want to talk, I don't want to talk to new persons. In that case, you won't combine with them or you don't mingle with them very easily. Okay, so this is what they are talking about in the case of atoms also. The atoms will have the capacity to combine. So that is their nature. That is the nature of the elements to combine. Okay, certain elements will not at all combine. They will be rigid. Certain atoms or certain elements will combine only in certain chemical conditions. Say if I apply heat or if I apply light or if I boil or if I put them in some other location, then only they will combine. Certain elements are very very free. The moment you leave them, they will go and combine with other elements. So that is what this combining capacity of an atom. So that is called as valency. So if this is the combining capacity, how are we going to determine the valency? So it is defined as the number of electrons in the outermost shell or in the valence shell. We saw what is the valence shell, is it not? The outermost shell of the atom is the valence shell. So why we are talking about this outermost? Outermost means that is only will be in the far region from the nucleus. Is it not? Only say there is a function at your house. Okay, you want to call only the people who are near your area. If there are any far off relatives, this is a very simple function. Say just Ganapati Homam at your home. Just for the new month, for this month of Kartike, you are conducting a Ganapati Homam or some bhajans at home. Will you be calling all your relatives like you are calling for the marriage function? No. So we will be leaving that far off relatives. Because this is a simple function at home, like our bhajans or something. So we will not be inviting all our relatives for this small simple function. Likewise, this outermost electrons are free. They are left out. That is, we are not bothered. This nucleus is not bothered about this farthermost electrons. That is in the outermost shell. So they are free to combine. So those electrons will constitute the valency of that element. Okay, so that is what the explanation is here. We know that electrons revolve around the nucleus in orbits or shells. Yes, electrons are present outside the nucleus. Correct. Then they are the only subatomic particles will take part in the chemical reactions. Yes, so the protons and the neutrons will not take part in the chemical reaction. Only the electrons will take part in the chemical reaction. Okay, so how is that happening? Either the atom will donate that electron, okay, or will accept the electrons depending upon the element. Either the atom will donate or accept. Okay, so this will form the chemical bond. So this will form the molecule. Once this chemical bond is formed only, it will go and attach. Is it not? Only when you apply Fevistick or Fevicol, you can stick two things. Similar way, that chemical bond, that sticking bond is formed only because of this valence electrons. So the atom is considered to be stable because it is neutral. Okay, if the valence electrons are complete, that is there should be 8 electrons in the outermost valence shell. In the outermost valence shell கண்டிப்பா 8 electron இருக்கணும். 8 electronக்கு கம்மியா இருந்தா it will be, so this outermost electron should always have 8 valence electrons. Okay, outermost shell கண்டிப்பா 8 electrons இருக்கணும். இது 8க்கு கம்மியா இருக்கு. அப்ப உடனே this atom is very much wanting those electrons. இப்போ 6 electrons தான் இருக்கு. ஆனா என்னோட outermost electron shell எவ்வளவு இருக்கணும்? 8. அப்ப எனக்கு இன்னும் 2 electrons கண்டிப்பா தேவை. அப்பதான் that particular shell will be always stable or the atom will become stable. So that 2 more electrons I want. So I am on deficit. Deficit na I don't have 2 electrons. So that is why it is 2 minus. Oxygen, our valence is 2 minus. That is, it is wanting 2 more electrons to become stable. Okay, if it take this condition Na plus. Plus means I am ready to give that one electron out. That is, I am ready to give away. Give away means if I give away, I will be gaining more positive charge. I am giving away the electron charge, so that I am becoming positive. So எனக்கு 10 சார்ஜ் இருக்கு, இல்லை 9 சார்ஜ் இருக்கு, 9 எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் இருக்கு என்னோட லாஸ்ட் வேலன்ஸ் ஷெல்ல. அப்போ எனக்கு 8 தான் வேணும், அப்போ இந்தாங்க இன்னொன்று ஒன்றை வச்சுக்கோங்க யாராவது அப்படின்னு நம்ம கொடுக்குற மாதிரி இந்த ஆட்டம் வந்து will behave like that. It will be always requiring 8 valence electrons in the outermost shell. Then only that particular atom or a molecule is stable. Otherwise, it will be combining so that to make that 8 electrons should be finally present in the valence shell. Okay, so therefore to become stable, it will either give away, either donate or accept the electrons. Okay, the potassium atom has 1 electron in the outermost shell. So either I want 8 or I don't want anything. So if giving away 1 is easy rather than getting 7 more. So that 1 is lose this electron. So it will become K plus. Cl atom wants has 7 electrons in the outermost shell. Up it will be wanting only 1 more. So that will become Cl minus. இது K plus இது Cl minus. எனக்கு ஒன்று வேணும், அப்போ தான் இது Cl டோட்டல் ஆகும். இங்கே எனக்கு ஒன்று வேணாம், அதனால அதை கொடுத்துட்டோம், அதனால இது ப்ளஸ் ஆச்சு. Okay, so valency of an element is always a whole number. It will never be in decimals. Okay, so depending upon the electrons, it can donate or accept. You have monovalent, divalent, trivalent or tetravalent. So this is the example. Sodium, it is always monovalent. Chlorine 1, hydrogen 1, oxygen 2, calcium 2, magnesium 2, aluminium, phosphorus and all 3, carbon 4. That means they have 4 electrons in the outermost shell. In that case, they want 4 more to form 8. In aluminium, it has 3 electrons in the outermost shell, so it wants to give away those 3. Then magnesium, so give away means it will become plus. It wants more means it will become minus. So that's the difference in the valency, but you should know valency is a number. Then elements will tend to donate electrons. So donating will become what? Metals will becoming donating, where they will be donating. So they will becoming plus. They will be occurring the stability. Non-metals will accept electrons in the valence shell. So they have less stability. Okay, metals will donate, non-metals accept. This is the only thing you have to know. Metals donate. Okay, non-metals accept. That's all. We will see that later. Variable valency, for one element you will be having 2 valencies like copper, iron, silver, mercury and nickel. Okay, that is, they will be according to the chemical combination. Depending upon the chemical situations or the combining capacities, they will take the valencies. That is, for copper, in chloride, if it is combining, it is called as cuprous chloride, whereas in copper in valency, it will take cupric chloride. Okay, you can take accordingly. In that case, we will be writing the valency in the brackets. If it is 1, Roman number 1, 2 is Roman number 2. Okay, now you have to do this revision zone as a homework. Okay children, so what did we see today? We saw what is a molecule, then we saw what is an ion and radical, and then charged atom is the ion. If it is positively charged, it is cation. If it is negatively charged, it is called anion. Then the radicals, then the simple radicals, compound radicals, atomicity, the number of atoms to form the molecule is called atomicity. Then the valency, then the single valency and variable valencies also we saw. Okay, so read through this. If you have any doubts, please message me. Okay, thank you.